Federal employees ordered to return to the office 5 days a week. President Trump's executive order directs all federal agencies to end remote work, quote, as soon as practical. WBZ's Laura Hafley shows us how this could impact the Boston area.
Federal workers must return to the office in person.
President Trump's following through on his campaign promises just hours into the start of his second term, ordering federal workers back to the office 5 days a week.
I think that'd be great.
A win for Boston businesses sitting steps away from the O'Neill Federal Building, home to agencies including the Department of Homeland Security, state, and the Social Security Administration.
I remember, when the pandemic happened and how things were very different.
Hurricanes manager Jeff Morbiket says Celtics and Bruins bring big business, but it's the daily workers the area's missed the most.
They were the ones that would show up, come in for a little while, even if it was an hour, hour and a half before they were catching their train.
According to the Congressional Research Services, Massachusetts has roughly 25,000 federal civilian employees. Their representatives condemning the decision to return to work, claiming there are more private sector workers at home than federal.
During the pandemic, I worked in clinical research.
For years, Larissa wasn't required to work in an office, saving her time and money.
It would cut down on the cost.
She feels for her friends in federal offices unprepared to return to in-person work.
I have some friends who have kids. It is difficult for them to find childcare since it is so expensive.
But for Jeff, the return means more than just money. He says it's people in these offices that contribute to the fabric of the community.
Even as much as it is a city, it's still a neighborhood. There's something to be said for having the liveliness of it.
Now, despite the fact that this order does require all federal employees to return to work full-time, it also stipulates that department heads can determine if there are workers who are exempt, though it's unclear what those exemptions could be. In Boston, Laura Hafley, WBZ News.